South Park has been teaching business lessons for over 25 years, and nobody talks about it. While everyone's focused on the jokes and controversy,
look at the freak egg! It has two daddies!
Trey Parker and Matt Stone have been dropping business knowledge that actual entrepreneurs charge tens of thousands for, and it all starts with Gnomes. In Gnomes, Tweek gets his underwear robbed by gnomes that break in at nighttime. When the boys finally confront them about their business model, the gnomes proudly show off their three-phase plan on a whiteboard. Phase 1. Collect underpants. Phase 2. Question mark. Phase 3. Profit. The gnomes can't explain what happens between stealing underwear and making money.
What about phase 2? Well, phase 3 is profit. Get it?
They just keep repeating that it's a great business plan while having absolutely no idea how collecting dirty laundry turns into cash. Sound familiar? That's because this happens all the time in real businesses. Look at tech startups that burn through millions trying to get users first without any actual plan to make money. Or those influencers who quit their jobs to build their brand, but have no clue how to monetize. The gnomes represent every entrepreneur who's so focused on the hustle that they forget the most important part, how to actually turn their work into profit. The episode aired in 1998, but it predicted something that was about to happen perfectly. Companies were getting massive valuations for collecting email addresses with no plan to make money. Just like the gnomes collecting underpants. Pets.com spent millions on Super Bowl ads to get famous, but had no sustainable way to ship dog food profitably. They were stealing underpants on a massive scale. WeWork claimed they were a tech company revolutionizing office space, but their phase 2 was just as mysterious as the gnomes. They leased buildings long-term and rented them short-term, losing money on every transaction while claiming they'd profit through community and energy. That's not a business plan. That's underpants gnomes with venture capital. If you can't explain exactly how your business makes money in one simple sentence, you don't have a business. You have an expensive hobby. The gnomes taught us this in 1998, but people still start businesses hoping phase 2 will magically appear. But having a solid plan is just the beginning. The same episode teaches another brutal truth about business that most people miss. In that same Gnomes episode, there's a bigger story playing out. Harbucks, a massive coffee chain, wants to open in South Park and threatens to destroy the local Tweek family coffee shop. Mr. Tweek manipulates the boys into fighting against the evil corporation to save the family business. The whole town rallies behind Tweek's coffee. They hold protests. They make speeches about supporting local businesses.
Should Harbucks be allowed to open a store in South Park? That's tonight's topic.
They talk about the soul of their community. Everyone's ready to boycott Harbucks and keep buying from the Tweeks forever. Then something unexpected happens.
You keep protesting and complaining, but did any of you ever even bother to taste Harbucks coffee?
People actually try Harbucks coffee, and you know what? It tastes better. Way better. Even Mr. Tweek admits it. The townspeople switch to Harbucks immediately, and Mr. Tweek ends up taking a job managing the new Harbucks location. This hits hard because we all want to believe the underdog local business should win, but South Park shows the cold reality. Customers buy what's best for them, not what makes the best story. Your family legacy doesn't matter. Your sob story doesn't matter. If your competitor makes a better product, you lose. Take a look at Blockbuster. They had nostalgia, loyal customers, and that Friday night tradition among families of browsing the aisles. But unfortunately for them, Netflix had a significantly better product. So obviously Netflix crushed them. The market doesn't care about your feelings. Blockbuster tried to guilt customers into loyalty with "please support your local video store" campaigns, while Netflix was making their service more convenient. Customers chose convenience. The brutal part is Mr. Tweek knew his coffee was inferior. Instead of improving his product, he tried to win through manipulation and sympathy. He turned his son into a nervous wreck, pushing caffeine on him. He used children to spread propaganda and did everything except make better coffee. When Harbucks offers Mr. Tweek a job, he takes it immediately. Even he chooses the better product in the end. And that brings us to the next valuable lesson. The townspeople in the Harbucks episode perfectly demonstrate how businesses misunderstand their customers. They claimed they cared about community and supporting local business, but when push came to shove, they just wanted good coffee at a fair price. This happens constantly in business. Customers say they want one thing but buy something completely different. They'll tell you they care about sustainability, then buy the cheapest option. They'll say they value customer service, then switch to a competitor for a 5% discount. The Tweeks thought their customers were loyal because of tradition and community. Wrong. They were only loyal because there wasn't a better option available. The second a superior choice appeared, that loyalty vanished like Cartman at a salad bar. Watch what happens in the episode. The same people making speeches about corporate evil are first in line at Harbucks.
Hey, this is pretty damn good.
They don't even look guilty about it. They tried the product, it was better, decision made. All that talk about values was just talk. If you're running a business based on what customers say instead of what they do, you're already losing. Watch their wallets, not their words. The gnomes might not know how to make profit, but at least they understand something important about having direction. In the startup episode, the boys launch their own company to get rich quick. They're copying what they see in Silicon Valley. Move fast, disrupt everything, worry about problems later. Not a bad idea. Their startup begins causing chaos immediately. They all ignore regulations, dismiss ethical concerns, and assume any problem can be fixed with an app update. Sound like any tech companies you know? Facebook. The boys learn the hard way that every business decision creates ripples. That revolutionary feature that seemed brilliant, it's now being used for something horrible you never imagined. That cost-cutting measure, it just created a PR nightmare. Everyone hates you and your wife is divorcing you now. Facebook started as a way for college kids to connect. Nobody, not even big man Mark, planned for it to influence elections. Uber wanted to make taxi rides easier. They didn't plan to destabilize entire transportation systems. Every business action has reactions you can't predict, and South Park shows what happens when you ignore that reality. If you want to succeed long-term, you need something most businesses lack. South Park itself is the perfect example of this lesson. When it launched in 1997, nothing else looked or sounded like it. Construction paper animation, kids swearing, brutal satire of everything sacred. They could have made another Simpsons clone. Instead, they created something nobody had seen before. In It Hits the Fan, South Park pushes this even further. The episode starts with a TV show saying shit on air,
They're gonna say shit on television? You can't say shit on television.
causing mass hysteria. Soon, everyone's copying it, trying to chase the shock value. But South Park isn't just following the trend. They're mocking everyone who does. The episode is actually making fun of shows that rely on controversy instead of creativity. While everyone else was trying to be edgy by copying what worked before, South Park was being edgy by calling them out for it. They weren't part of the trend. They were above it, laughing at it. This is why South Park has lasted 25 years while other edgy cartoons died after one season. They don't copy what's working for others. They create their own lane and force everyone else to react to them. When you copy, you're always behind. When you create, you're the one everyone else chases. But it doesn't end there. It gets so much worse in The Simpsons Already Did It episode. Butters is trying to come up with an original plan for world domination, but everything he thinks of was already done by The Simpsons.
Simpsons did it! Simpsons did it!
It's South Park acknowledging that, yes, The Simpsons came first, but also showing that they're not trying to be The Simpsons. They're something entirely different. The lesson is brutal for businesses. That successful competitor you're copying, by the time you copy them, they've already moved on to something else. You're copying their past while they're creating their future. You'll always be the gas station sushi to their 5-star restaurant, a cheap imitation nobody actually wants. But being original only works if you remember who really controls everything. Something Walmart. This Way Comes might be South Park's greatest business episode. A massive Walmart opens in town.
The grand opening of the first South Park Walmart!
And within weeks, every small business is destroyed. The townspeople blame Walmart for ruining their community.
We're sorry, but it seems our main street is dying and good people are losing their jobs.
They organize protests, they try to burn it down, they travel to Walmart headquarters to destroy its heart. But when they finally reach the heart of Walmart, they find something that changes everything. A mirror. Just a simple mirror reflecting their own faces back at them.
Yes, don't you see? That is the heart of Walmart. You, the consumer.
The message hits like a truck. Walmart isn't the villain, the customers are. Every dollar they spent there was a vote for Walmart to grow bigger. Every purchase was a choice to kill local businesses. They want to blame the corporation, but they're the ones who gave it power. This is the ultimate business truth nobody wants to hear. Companies don't force customers to buy anything. Customers choose winners and losers with their wallets. You can hate Amazon all you want, but if you're still ordering packages every week, you're the reason they're winning. The townspeople realize they can destroy Walmart instantly. Just stop shopping there. No protest needed. Just make different choices. But that's harder than blaming the big bad corporation, so most people never do it. Stan's dad becomes hilariously obsessed with Walmart's low prices.
$6.99, $13, free for 52 pack, $19.98. Right now.
Shopping there while complaining about shopping there. He knows it's destroying the town, but can't resist saving 30 cents on paper towels. The episode even shows what happens when they successfully destroy one Walmart. Another giant store immediately takes its place. Because the demand is still there, the customers still want maximum selection at minimum prices. Kill one giant and another appears because that's what customers are choosing. If customers have all the power, you better be ready to give them what they want, even if what they want keeps changing. But this next lesson is probably one of the most important ones ever. You have 0 friends shows what happens when you refuse to change with the times. Stan doesn't want to join Facebook. He thinks it's stupid and just wants to live his life without social media.
No, I told you guys I don't want to be on Facebook.
But the world has already moved on without him. His refusal to adapt starts affecting everything. His friends think he's ignoring them. His girlfriend thinks he's hiding something, and Stan's dad thinks he's a loser. I respect it. Even his grandma is disappointed. The entire social structure has shifted to Facebook, and by not adapting, Stan becomes irrelevant. This is every business that refuses to go digital. The episode gets darker when Stan finally joins Facebook but doesn't understand the new rules. He adds too many friends. He posts the wrong things. He's playing a game where everyone else already knows the rules and he's desperately trying to catch up. That's your business when you adapt too late. Always behind, always struggling, never quite getting it right. Kodak invented the digital camera in 1975. They buried it because it threatened their film business. They refused to adapt to their own invention. By the time they finally embraced digital, everyone had already moved on to phone cameras. They went from industry leader to bankruptcy because they wouldn't change with the times. Stan eventually gets literally sucked into Facebook, trapped in a digital world he never wanted to join. It's South Park's way of showing that whether you like it or not, you have to play the game everyone else is playing. You can adapt early and thrive, or adapt late and survive, or refuse to adapt and disappear. The episode also shows Randy adapting too enthusiastically.
Are you gonna add me as a friend?
Becoming addicted to Facebook and alienating everyone with his oversharing. That's the other danger. Adapting without understanding. Jumping on every trend without strategy is just as deadly as ignoring them all. Those are all the lessons, but they don't mean anything without this hidden wisdom. No matter what you need to have a real plan to make money, not just collect underpants. Make the best product because nostalgia won't save you. Understand what customers actually want, not what they say they want. Give your business a clear mission so everyone knows why they're working. Think about consequences before you create them. Be original instead of copying what works for others. Remember that customers control your fate with their choices, and adapt to change before change makes you irrelevant. If you enjoyed this video and still need more advice, you need to watch my video about how Family Guy taught you how to get rich, but you didn't notice.